Welcome to the Dead-Celebs podcast with your hosts, Brent Novak and Tana Satterley.
For a complete list of all of the celebrities who died, please visit our Facebook page, the Dead-Celebs podcast.
Well, kiddos, hello everybody. How you doing, Tana?
Hi,
Good
Brent. How are
afternoon.
you?
I'm doing all right. Things are good. I got a little bit of a cold and a broken hand, but other than that, I'm doing all right.
Oh,
it's not in the
how?
cast. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, Tana, anything you want to say before we get started today?
No, I guess thankfully we don't have a lot of celebrities to cover for the month of November. So that's a
totally
good
agree.
thing, right?
Yes, and we had a lot of later deaths as well too, which
Yes.
I'm happy to see.
Yeah.
People approaching their 80s and so on. So
Yes.
that's great. So we have a special guest tonight, and she is the co-host of Talk Murder to Me, and she's originally from outside of Boston. She went to Loyola University in Baltimore and spent a year living abroad in Leuven, Belgium. That's the home of, yeah, right, the home of Stella Artois.
Artois.
Artois. Okay, I knew I was going to get that. 11 and a half years in Charleston, where I'm located too. She's married to the co-host of Talk Murder to Me and her husband, John, where they have 4 rescue dogs, as a matter of fact. And here's a little tidbit as well. She came up with the name of this podcast. So that I was saving. I didn't want to mention
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
I
so-
wasn't sure if I get credit for it.
Oh, of course you do. I have a memory that I'm very loyal in my memory time. So,
Okay.
Hi, Nicole. How are you? It's Nicole Perry.
Oh,
Welcome.
it is wonderful to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
thanks for
along.
being here.
Yeah.
It's a nice change of pace talking about, murder and just other people who died, It's so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not,
very
hopefully not
similar.
as gruesome. Hopefully not as gruesome.
Yeah,
Right?
hopefully
Right.
much more peaceful,
Yeah.
natural causes.
Yeah, lots of
perhaps.
natural causes.
Yeah.
A couple sad ones. We're going to cover some sad ones, but not as traumatic as losing sleep. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tana, do you want to get us started tonight?
I can.
Okay.
Yes. So our first celebrity is Jonathan Haze, who originated the role of Seymour in Roger Corman's 1960 horror comedy film, The Little Shop of Horrors. He died on November 2nd of natural causes. That film, of course, went on to inspire the 1982 Off-Broadway musical and later the 2003 revival on Broadway. Haze's career spans more than 20 films in 6 decades, including Apache Woman, Day the World Ended, Gunslinger, The Oklahoma Woman, It Conquered the World, Swamp Women, Naked Paradise, The Viking Women, and The Sea Serpent, many others. On the TV side of things, Haze also did guest stints on Dragnet, 77 Sunset Strip, Overland Trail, the Californians, and Cimarron City. He was 95.
Have you
Wow.
guys seen Little Shop of Horrors?
Yes.
The original? You have.
I have not.
You have not. Did you see the Rick Moranis remake at all? or no?
No.
No, neither of you?
Actually.
Okay.
I know.
Feed
I
me.
actually I
Feed
feel
me.
embarrassed that I have not ever seen this.
Feed me, Seymour, feed me. That's the best line. You got to watch it now.
And I also
Yeah.
think that original co-starred Nick Jack Nicholson too. Am I right?
Oh,
Anybody?
really? Oh,
I
my
don't
goodness.
know.
I don't
I don't
remember
know.
that. Wow.
Somebody's gonna eat that up
Yeah.
on in the comments. I know it did.
I hope someone will tell us.
Yeah, I hope someone tells us too. Oh, I know.
I actually don't think I've seen any of the movies mentioned, which is crazy. I feel like there's some really popular names in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that either. So we're starting out with a bang with this guy. But he's 95.
Yes.
God bless him. And we all make it to 95. It's a good start. Or it's a
Yes.
good end. It's a good end, I guess. Yeah, it's not a good start. It's a weird Benjamin Button things to say. Start at 95. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Who do we have next? Let me just here's something, Nicole, that that I am very late on a lot of this stuff. So whoops. I tend to dilly-dally, and you could see like a grandmother kind of gets frustrated. Like, come on,
Move it along,
Brett.
move it
Yeah, move it along.
That's also my role in our podcast.
Hey, Tana, can you just tell me who's
flow
next
going.
before we
Alan Rachins.
Alan Rachins. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. This is the bald guy.
The bald
This
guy.
is an interesting guy because I didn't know who he was, but I always, every time, like as a kid, you turn through LA Law because I didn't want to watch it, but I always saw his head. Like I always saw this guy.
He's
right?
got a very memorable face.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Alan Rachins, the actor known for his role on LA Law and Dharma and Greg, has died. The Golden Globe and Emmy nominee died early Saturday morning after experiencing heart failure in his sleep at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. His wife, Joanna Frank, told The Hollywood Reporter, in addition to the performance as Douglas Brackman on the NBC series LA Law, which ran from 1986 to 1994, and earned him Golden Globe and Emmy nominations. Rachins was known for playing Dharma's Jenna Elfman's hippie father, Larry, on the ABC sitcom Dharma and Greg, which ran for 5 seasons from 1997 to 2002. He was 82. Any thoughts, Nicole? And it's okay if you don't.
Well, I vaguely remember him from Dharma and Greg. I wasn't a religious watcher of that show, but I do remember his face.
Yeah, me
Same.
too.
I loved Dharma and Greg. So that is the first thing I thought of when I saw that he passed. I was like, oh, Larry, and he definitely has that memorable face.
Yep.
But this is something, a little bit of trivia that I thought was very interesting. He was a member of Mensa.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what Mensa is. That's be like saying he's a member of Swiss Cheese. What does that mean?
So it's like a super
He's like
smart.
really smart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a super smart organization. I don't know.
that's why I'm not.
Why you haven't heard of it?
That's why I haven't heard of it. Obviously, that's
Bless.
obviously.
Bless your heart.
Gosh.
Bless-
Yeah.
bless your heart.
Okay.
What
Yes.
do you, any more trivia on that?
Well, he actually was a writer too. He sold scripts to a variety of shows, including The Fall Guy, Hill Street Blues, Knight Rider, Quincy, and Heart to Heart. So he was
Oh,
multi-talented and obviously smart.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. That and what was his age? I'm sorry, I missed it and I read it.
He was 82.
82. Okay. Well, it sounds like a nice peaceful death anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
John
What
had
to-
said, "Oh yeah, I remember him from our Mensa meetings."
Oh my gosh, did he say that?
Great.
Yes, he
I
did.
knew it. I knew it. I'm gonna pop that up in a second.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Kenna, who is up next?
Up next is George Miller Huckleberry Fox.
Okay. I'm coming up. Go ahead.
Huckleberry.
So, Huckleberry Fox, he was the former actor best known for playing the youngest son of Deborah Winger and Jeff Daniels in Terms of Endearment. He died on November 3rd in Washington, D.C. No cause of death was given. He was also known for Misunderstood, Conrad, and the Disney movie The Blue Yonder. He gave his last performance in the 1996 film No Way Home. He was 50.
Oh, that is
So-
really sad.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything about what happened, like how he died. It just maybe we'll find out in a couple months. Sometimes they do that.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
really sad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially I just turned 50, so me and him, I could have been me, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Puts it into perspective. That's for
yeah.
sure.
Wait a minute, you
Yeah.
just turned 50? When was your
I did.
birthday?
November 12th.
How did I miss
Yeah.
that? Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy
We're-
belated.
Thank you.
November 12th. I'm gonna have to write that down. How did I not know that?
Anna, that's nice. I'll never remember your birthday though.
At least she's honest about it.
Well, I'll let you know. It's June 27th.
June 27th. It's in
June is birthday month for me.
Okay.
My daughter's is the 10th, so it's a big deal. Birthdays are a big deal, especially 50.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that is a big deal. Did you
we
celebrate?
We did, yeah. And my mom's on right now. We had about 60 people back in Wisconsin, where I'm from, and it was a great little party.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, family and friends got together, and that was nice. Got to see everybody because we're all getting older. We're all getting older. So it's
don't remind me.
Like you said, puts it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, let me get Mr. Jones ready.
Okay.
I think that's who's next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, but interesting though. Before we move on, Huckleberry Fox, he was a biology teacher, and he also worked as a scientist at the United States Department of Agriculture. So,
wow,
he was a child star, but then I guess he went on and did other things. So that's cool.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, another Mr. Smarty.
Yeah.
Wow. He probably was in Mecca. Mensa. It sounds like something I get at a Jewish holiday.
I was gonna say, does it sound like a cracker?
Yeah, it does.
Like matzah or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true to that form. All right. We have Mr. Quincy Jones, which gosh, this guy did a lot.
Wow.
He did a lot. Quincy Jones, a Grammy-winning songwriter and arranger best known for producing Michael Jackson's legendary hits, died on Sunday, November 3rd of pancreatic cancer. Born in Chicago in 1933, Jones discovered an interest in jazz by playing the trumpet at a young age. Though he scored several films, including Pawnbroker, Jones soon turned to producing and arranging. Jones produced the best-selling album of all time, Thriller, Yeah, as well as Jackson's other hits, albums Off the Wall and Bad. He also helmed Leslie Gore's biggest hit songs, It's My Party and You Don't Own Me.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no, both of them, right? And produced TV shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I didn't know he was a producer.
Yes. I do remember that. Yeah. Seen him in the credits.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, you're very keen. With 28 Grammys, he's currently the third highest winner of all time. Jones will be awarded an honorary Oscar on November 17th. Okay. Yeah. So he was on the 17th. He was awarded an Oscar. He was the first African-American nominated for Best Original Song on the Oscars for The Eyes of Love in 1967's Banning. Jones was married 3 times, and he's survived by 7 children, including Parks and Recreation and The Office's actress Rashida Jones. He was a solid 91.
Wow.
Yeah. Good for him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of hits. I mean, so many memorable songs that, so many people probably know all the words by heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Especially all the Thriller stuff. My son's now into Thriller, so he's like, he's dancing around to it. Yeah.
That's great.
He's 7. Oh, speaking of my son dancing, I just have to share this. He can do the Russian dance. You know, where you squat down and kick your legs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where did he learn this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did he see it in Elf and in that
scene?
Oh
gosh.
Maybe he did see Elf a couple times, yeah. But I guess his mom said that he just started doing it the other day.
Oh.
So yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Interesting.
I'm impressed too. I'm like, what was that?
Huh.
Yeah. Tana, you have some tidbits on
I do. So Mr. Jones never learned how to drive a car.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
When I called him for a ride, somebody else picked me up.
That's right. Yeah, had to. Also, he appeared in, conducted, produced, and directed the music video for the song "We Are the World." So, we knew he was talented, but he appeared in, conducted, produced, and directed. That's amazing.
He can do it all.
Yeah. Also, the last bit of trivia, he suffered a brain aneurysm in the 1970s, and as a result, he could no longer play the trumpet. Doing so could dislodge the chip in his brain And after this happened, he had a metal plate put in, so he would set off metal detectors, like at the airport or whatever. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So even, I mean, he overcame all of that. I mean, he had it in the 70s, and look what he went on to do. Like, that's impressive.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
I know. So, overcame
Very
adversity.
talented.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great little tidbits.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's moving on to who is next.
I hope I don't butcher her name, but I'm going to say Tika Nelson.
Okay.
And this is the sister, the full sibling of Prince. And I'm going to say Tika. It's Tyka. She is a singer-songwriter and the sister of Prince. She died on November 4th of cardiac arrest. The daughter of jazz musician John Nelson and jazz singer Maddie Della Shaw, Nelson was Prince's only full sibling and was a musician in her own right. Between 1988 and 2011, she released 4 albums, and her July 1988 song, Mark Anthony's Tune, peaked at number 33 on the Billboard's Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart. Nelson was also a mainstay at Prince-related events over the years. She was only 64. So, yeah.
That's sad.
Wow.
We've had, over the last 5 or 6 months, it feels like, a lot of celebrities' relatives. From Madonna's brother. Who else do we have?
So, I don't know. You asked me too quick. I could think of it probably after we're done, but
yeah, right. Well, that does a lot.
I know.
I don't know either, so I can't really blame you. Right?
Yeah.
It's very interesting how much she looks like Prince, or she did. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot. It's I mean I guess that's no, that's Prince, John. He got it back once he was able to he went back to Prince once he was able to get his music to himself. I guess that's why he did it. As we learned, if you check out the video,
that's right.
And that we did, we worked really hard on a nice Prince video. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Kids like it. That's what they're doing now, watching our videos. Okay.
Well, one little bit of trivia about Tika is that she began writing songs when she was 10.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Do you think Prince stole some of her music?
That's a good question. Good conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Well,
that's interesting.
I think she had the rights to the music. I think, didn't she? Because
I don't know.
Or one of the heirs. I think. That's my guess. I don't know.
It's a great guess. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have good guesses all day. Good guesses. All right. We're cooking today. We're moving. This is a very interesting one as well.
Yes.
His name is Tony Todd. And I'm not a big horror film guy, but Tony Todd was an actor who played the killer in Candyman and appeared in Final Destination franchise and Platoon, among more than 240 films and TV credits spanning 40 years. He died on November 6th at his home in Los Angeles. One source claims that he was undisclosed form of cancer. Another stated he had a heart attack. So, I don't know. We'll find out. Right? The charismatic 6'5" actor consistently turned in compelling performances since his debut in the fantasy film Sleepwalk. Todd's extensive credits include such film classics as The Rock, The Crow, Lean on Me, Bird, Night of the Living Dead, and Final Destination. Films include the independent film Silence and Final Destination 2. He has had prominent guest starring roles in numerous critically acclaimed television series, including NYPD Blue, Smallville, Law and Order, Crossing Jordan, and The X-Files. Todd recurred on 3 incarnations of Star Trek and guest starred on Xena, Warrior Princess, and episodes of CSI Miami. He was 69. Yeah.
I didn't realize. I mean, I know who he was, from Candyman,
Right.
which surprisingly, I'm not a big horror fan either. But
Right.
for whatever reason, when I was in college, some friends of mine, we got on this big kick and we watched all of those Candyman movies. Scared me half to death. But
Really?
I didn't realize he was in all these other movies. I mean, The Crow. I mean, we did an
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
on Brandon Lee.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
did.
I don't remember him in that. I feel bad.
Yeah, and I remember you watching The Crow before we did that too.
Yeah,
so,
I did. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
A lot of big movies. A lot of
Yeah.
credits to his name.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Recurring roles on television shows.
Yeah, he worked a lot. But I think
He
he just
did.
went under the radar. Because if he
Yeah.
walked up to me at a grocery store and said, "Hey, do you happen to know where the apples are?" or something, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I guess it's in the produce." But
Maybe he had the hook in his hand, I would have recognized.
yeah, right.
Maybe.
You know where the stakes are. I don't know why he would sound like a pirate all of a sudden.
Well, he's an actor, so
Yes.
he's an actor.
Yeah. Speaking of the Candyman, he was stung 26 times during filming. Isn't that crazy?
Ouch!
I mean, that would.
Oh my gosh! I feel like it's rare that he did not have a serious condition from that.
Right?
The venom in a sting like that. My God.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ouch.
It's a lot. Not fun.
Does the movie have to do with bees? I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's been so long since I've seen it. I don't remember the whole thing, but I do remember like the bees being a big part of it.
And a hook, a bees and a hook.
Yeah.
So if he asked for the honey at the store, I might be like, "Mr. Todd, is that you?" Maybe.
Yes,
You
the
shouldn't
honey.
want. After you got stung this many times, you shouldn't want to buy honey.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
It's too bad he died. That's young. That's young.
That
is
That's sad. Yes. And
John-
that's. Go ahead.
John would like to call out that you said, "I'm not a big horror
I
fan."
know.
Literally directed his own horror movie.
I know. Yeah, but it's not good.
Ah.
If it was good, I'd be a better horror
Aw.
film. Yeah,
Mm.
I know. Mhm.
He had to call you out on
I know. I deserve it. All right. Who we are making progress like no other here.
Mhm.
Who do we got next?
Up next, we have Paul Teal.
Okay,
Young.
Paul Teal.
He was the actor known for his work on such TV series as One Tree Hill, Outer Banks, and The Staircase. He died on November 15th after battling cancer. He got his start in the Wilmington theater scene, appearing in such musicals as The Producers, Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He went on to play a memorable recurring role on season 7 of One Tree Hill as Josh Avery, a hotshot closeted actor who navigates a tricky relationship with Jana Kramer's Alex Dupre. Teal's One Tree Hill co-star Bethany Joy Lentz remembered him as a joy to work with in any environment and so generous, adding, "I'll miss you, Paul. Thank you for sharing your light with us." He was only 35.
Oh my gosh.
This one breaks my heart.
I
And
know.
he spent some time in Charleston if he was working on Outer Banks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would call him a local. I mean, Wilmington to me is
Yeah.
close. Charleston,
Yeah.
the whole southeast,
Yep.
So yeah, one of us.
One of
Gosh.
us. Yeah.
Mm.
That's really sad.
I know.
And did they say
what?
it was cancer? Did you say?
Yes, it didn't
But-
say.
Oh
what
my
kind.
No.
gosh.
Yeah. But they did say cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I was a big fan of One Tree Hill back in the day. That was my sweet spot in high school, my high school days. So I remember that show well.
Do you remember him? I mean, not to put you on.
Vaguely, I had to think about who or when would he have been. So it was like the later years. I do remember the Jana Kramer character.
I've never seen it. Was that film in Wilmington? It must have been.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or somewhere in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think it was Wilmington.
Yeah.
I don't think much is filmed up there anymore, but there It was.
There used to be.
There used to be, yeah, a lot. Like
Mhm.
everything was filmed there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one I've got a story about as well too.
Okay.
So I'll get him up, and I'm glad I get to read Mr. End up being very conservative, Chuck Woolery. Chuck Woolery, best known for the host of the 1980s and early 90s dating show Love Connection, as the original host of Wheel of Fortune. Did not know that. Died November 23rd. As one half of the psychedelic pop duo, the Avant Garde, Woolery had a top 40 hit in 1968 with Naturally Stoned. Did not know that either. I don't know if I know that song. He later went solo and switched to country music in the 70s, co-writing Tammy Wynette's 1971 tune, The Joys of Being a Woman. Are we reading about the same guy?
That is pretty strange, right?
Why is he right?
Is this even the same Chuck Woolery?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my gosh. This
promise.
guy, what? You talk about talented. Here I just thought he was a dude saying 2 and 2. After he performed on the Marv Griffith Show, Griffith taped Woolery to host his new show, Wheel of Fortune, in 1975. I'm going to look that up now. I want to see him doing it. Woolery hosted until 1981, earning a Daytime Emmy nomination in 1978. From 83 to 94, Woolery hosted Love Connection, while simultaneously hosting Scrabble from 84 to 90. Following the game show career, Woolery courted controversy as a conservative podcaster and COVID-19 denier. He was 83. So as a kid, I wanted to make films. So I took my friends, we're a lot, like 11 or 12 years old, maybe no, about 13, 14. My mom, who may be listening, I don't know. She bought a camera because she just had a small child. She had a baby, my half brother. And so we had a camera, and my dad, they're not married, had a big screen TV. So what we did is we filmed, and this is it's not very woke comment, I'm going to say, but we filmed what we called the gay love connection. It was a host and a man sitting next to the host, and we taped somebody and put them on the big screen with the VCR, and we timed the dialogue so it looked like you were talking to the big screen. And it was like, oh, Jimmy, I can't wait to go on another date. This is 14, 15-year-old kids just being silly, So I think I've got a little smidgen, other than that, it's all erased. But yeah, Chuck, Love Connection was a part of my childhood, big time.
Is there any at-home video archives of?
Yes, please.
Of such?
Mom, please let us know.
No, she doesn't have any. I think somewhere.
No, she cuts us off. She doesn't have it. I feel like that was a fast brush off.
No, I might. I erased a bunch of it, but I think there's a small part that wasn't erased. You don't understand what I mean? I wish I would have kept it.
I think we need to see that.
I know. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
I know.
I think you should go searching the archives.
All right. If I do find it, I will get you guys on, and we'll just have a live show talking about that.
Okay.
All
well,
right.
a little bit of trivia that I thought was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
When Love Connection was canceled, of the roughly 22,000 couples who met on the show, there were a total of 29 marriages, 8 engagements, and 15 children.
Wow.
Which honestly does not seem like a lot when you think of 22,000 couples, that only 29 married and 8 got engaged.
That goes to show you how hard the dating world is.
Yes. Statistically, online dating feels about right. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's hard out there.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So
see, my mom's confirming he's got it all. I've got it all.
I knew it.
Yep.
So I do have a little something on Chuck as well too. Did you read all the trivia, or do you have more?
Yeah, that's all. Mm-hmm.
That's all. Okay. I got a fun little tidbit.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like Chuck did. Wow, he's crazy. Here's a little segment. I just need to find a little bit of. Oh, come on. Come on, bring it. There it is. I got it. Okay. In 1973, ABC had Saturday morning sneak peek special with the comedic team of Jack Burns and Avery Schreiber hosting. In this special, the inaugural season of the Super Friends animated series was previewed, where there were live action actors who showed up as Superman and Batman. Superman was portrayed by a young and unknown Chuck Woolery. Woolery would go on to be a staple among game show hosts when he became the host of the original Wheel of Fortune, and then go on to host other game shows, and he'll all be remembered as the host of Love Connection. So there you go, Superman, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Didn't know that either.
Didn't know
No.
that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, good for Chuck, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything, Nicole, you have anything that you want to say?
I was just going to say, is it just me, or in this photo where he is dressed up as Superman, does he look like a young Jay Leno to you too? Like, I feel like I see another celebrity.
Or even George Clooney.
George Clooney, yeah, both of you guys. Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Huh. Like when I first saw that, I did think it was somebody else. I didn't think it was Chuck.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to really look at it. It does look like Jay Leno.
Yeah, both. Honestly, both.
Yeah.
What you
It's
guys
great.
said. All right.
Up next, we have Helen Gallagher.
Okay.
She was a 2-time Tony winner and Ryan's Hope star. Helen Gallagher died on November 24th. Official cause of death has not been disclosed. Perhaps best known for playing Maeve Ryan on the ABC soap opera Ryan's Hope from 1975 to 1989, Gallagher began her career on Broadway in 1944 in the musical revue Seven Lively Arts. Her first starring role came in 1953's Hazel Flagg, as she spent much of her career on The Great White Way, including in productions of Make-A-Wish, Portofino, High Buttoned Shoes, Sweet Charity, and No No Nanette. She also appeared in the 1997 film Neptune's Rocking Horse and on the TV series One Life to Live, All My Children, The Cosby Series, Law and Order, and Another World. She was 98.
Wow.
So very long life.
What a full life. Yeah.
I know zero about this woman. This is the first time I've ever heard anything about her.
Well, I thought because she was 98, that was, and she was on all of these soap operas, and we didn't have that many other females in our list.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wish I knew more about her.
I know, I couldn't find any trivia.
Hannah's like defending. I put her in because this is great.
She's a celebrity.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
I will say I don't know a ton about like Broadway and musicals. That's not something I know a ton about, but there's definitely some names that even No No Nanette I've definitely heard of before. It's a big musical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good for her. Working actor is one of the hardest things to do in the world. So good for her for spanning that long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're coming to the conclusion. Before we get to the conclusion, did you want to talk about John's new podcast, Nicole?
I sure can. So we have done about 600 or so episodes on the Talk Murder to Me podcast, and John is doing a few standalone ventures and focusing on podcasts, one case at a time. So he has put out a couple pretty recently, one focusing on the Beast of Jersey, which is a fascinating, a little bit of an older story that takes place on Jersey Island off the coast of Britain. Absolutely fascinating. There's crazy stuff like witchcraft and, hypnotism involved in luring children. Wild.
Wow.
And the other one that he is working on right now, still putting out episodes, it's an ongoing active case and story called The Signature, and that is focused on Micah Miller and the story up in Myrtle Beach. right now.
Yes.
Mm.
Interesting.
It is on the edge of your seat listening to some of the new things that are coming up.
Wow.
That's good.
Interesting.
Oh, good. Are you doing as much podcasting, or you're doing more things, right? You're doing some other-
He is doing all of that while I am working.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Keep them busy. Keep them busy.
Yeah, I don't think either of us are bored. That's for
Good.
sure.
That's good. Well, we have one more celebrity to talk about.
Yes.
This is a very interesting one as well too. Dana, you mind reading this one?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Jim Abrahams, the writer-director who joined forces with brothers Jerry and David Zucker to create such influential comedies as Airplane, Police Squad, The Naked Gun, died on November 26th from complications of leukemia. Abrahams and the Zucker brothers, known together as Zaz, made their big screen debut by penning the script for 1977's The Kentucky Fried Movie, the John Landis-directed sketch comedy film. The trio, who were childhood friends from Wisconsin, would next team up for Airplane, the disaster comedy which they wrote and directed together, showcasing their panache for zany parody. Rather than helm the sequel, they next created the 1982 television series Police Squad. The series was critically acclaimed and earned two Emmy nods, but aired only 6 episodes before being canceled. They continued the partnership with the films Top Secret and Ruthless People before their short-lived show was revived in the form of the 1988's The Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad. Outside of Zaz, Abrahams directed the Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin comedy Big Business and the Winona Ryder-led Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael, before he created another spoof franchise with 1991's Hot Shots and its 93 sequel, both of which starred Charlie Sheen. He also went on to helm the spoof film Jane Austen's Mafia and co-wrote 2006's Scary Movie 4. He was 80.
Well, good career. Great career.
Yeah.
A lot of movies we've seen. And somebody just told me recently that because of Naked Gun, I can mention this, that OJ had admitted to his former bodyguard that he did kill Nicole and Ronald Goldman. That's according to my mom, Leanne. Right, Mom? If she's probably fell asleep. But she told me that this morning. Yeah, sadly, that's true.
Wow.
Yeah, OJ was, but you know. But yeah, favorite movie out of that, girls? Did you see any of them?
Yes, Big Business was a huge favorite of mine when I was like in junior high or whatever. I loved Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin in that movie. They played twins. Do you remember?
I don't remember that one.
So they played twins that were separated at birth. So Lily
Richard
Tomlin,
Dreyfuss too, or no? No. Okay.
No.
Go on. Sorry to interrupt.
So Bette Midler, her family was the wealthy, family that her mother ended up getting going into labor in this little country town. And so they were at this country hospital. Then Lily Tomlin's family, pregnant with twins, went into labor. And so they were both there. And then the twins were switched. So,
oh my God.
So it just shows them growing up in New York and then this little country town. And then the country girls, they go to the city for this big protest and they all meet up and it's comical. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
Desiree's seen it.
Yeah.
She also loved it.
Yeah. Very good movie.
Oh, very cool.
So,
It's hard for me to say between Airplane and Naked Gun. Those are classics. Oh my gosh.
Absolute classics.
Yeah.
You could still, laugh out loud in hysterics.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
Leslie Nielsen. I mean,
yes.
Great.
Yeah. All of them. They cast serious actors on purpose and just had them be deadpan, and it's hilarious.
It was great.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, one bit of trivia about Jim Abrahams was he was a former private investigator
In
Wow.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
from Wisconsin. Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a tough job.
Yeah.
Okay, well, those sadly are the celebrities that passed away, but gosh, the good news is they're going to live on in our thoughts way longer than we are. So
Mhm.
happy for them, because our
Yeah.
kids and the kids after that will be, and everybody else's kids will be watching Airplane and Naked Gun forever. So
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah. Nicole, can you tell us, since we're plugging John all night, how to get a hold of his podcast?
You can find his podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. So check him out if you are on iTunes or Spotify, whatever your favorite method is. You can find Talk Murder to Me there, but you can also find The Signature and The Beast of Jersey, his new ventures, also on those forums.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. I got an outdated video that's going to end this show that needs to be updated with Tana's voice and with new material that you guys have.
Yes.
Tana, as always, thank you again, and
Yes.
thanks for remembering my birthday. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
June 27th.
Yes.
That's your birthday. Nicole, we'll figure out yours later, and we'll both send you a card.
Yes.
Coming up, get ready.
Okay.
All
Thanks
right.
for being on the show, Nicole.
Thank you, guys.
very, very much. It was a pleasure talking to you and seeing you and everything. And
Yeah.
we'd love to have you back. So, all right. Well, a little exit, and then you guys stick around, and I'll end the stream, and we'll talk for a second.
Okay.
Check out our sister podcast, Talk Murder to Me. Step into the captivating world of true crime with an unexpected twist of humor. With John's compelling narrative and Jen and Nicole's amazing banter, this podcast offers an entertaining and unique approach to true crime storytelling. Talk Murder to Me can be found on any podcast platform, also streaming live Saturdays on YouTube.
Not anymore.
For a legal disclaimer, please visit www.dead-celebs.com. The Actor Factor brings the industry knowledge to you firsthand from professionals, including working actors, directors, managers, and more. Find it anywhere podcasts are streamed.
If you are struggling with thoughts of suicide, please reach out. Help is available. Dial 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.